A high of 71 with your AccuWeather forecast. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
From local sports to national newsmakers, this is the show everybody is talking about. Live from the Granite State, it's Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Good morning and welcome to Mike and the Hoss Show, powered by the Yum Shop on the Pulse of New Hampshire. I'm Mike Danahan alongside Charlie Hossack. We are Mike and the Hoss. It's another hot one, Charlie. Dog, we're dry. It's dry right now. I played some golf this morning. I mentioned off air, had some tournaments this week. The ball runs forever right now. I don't get it. I do get it. That's the way it, used to back in the day. That's the way it is now with the irrigation system, but the irrigation systems can't keep up. It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot, it's dry. And, obviously we need some rain, but boy, I've been enjoying this stretch of weather. I love the nice warm weather and the sun. And I think it's great because I always worry about, and we talk about it all the time, the season of yuck is coming and I cannot stand winter in cold climate, and that's coming and it's going to be miserable. So I am enjoying every single second of this hot, humid, beautiful summer.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would rather have this than 10 below and snowing.
Yeah,
I would rather have that until the electric bill comes because all the ACs are running, and then that gets a little steep.
Well, wait till it's one side or the other, right? If it's 10 below, it's going to be your oil bill. So. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's all right. All right.
Doug, you're doing a little bit of traveling. Where are you going?
Off to Chicago in the next few hours. Going to go to Wrigley Field Sunday. The doubleheader on Monday against the Brewers, and then Tuesday night. So you get a day night on Monday. Got Pirates tomorrow. Skeens is not pitching, unfortunately, but that's actually good for my wallet because the prices were skyrocketing. So, but 4 days, and then I'm leaving on Wednesday afternoon into the night from Chicago, and then back here. So first time out of the Eastern time zone. So I don't know how my body clock's going to react to being an hour back. Yeah. And then off to Wrigley Field. I'm going to be trying sausages, deep dish pizza. I'm going to gain 400 pounds, or I'm going to be expecting sextuplets. One or the other.
Well, that's gonna be a fun trip. That's awesome. Are you traveling? Sorry, are you traveling alone? Or are you traveling with some friends? Yep. Solo, even better. That's great. Go ahead, Mike. I interrupted you.
Well, I was just thinking about. You said that Skeens is the ticket prices are high. Who are how many pitchers are there now where, like Pedro? We've talked about Pedro or Clemens, where they're the draw, and I can think of Skeens. I think he's more of a draw than Skubal is right now. I think Ohtani. Yeah. Ohtani probably. It went to Ohtani throws. Skeens. I mean, Crochet a little, but not really. I don't think he jacks the ticket prices.
Yeah, not yet.
No. Or is it because Pittsburgh's not very good, and that when they come through, he's really the only, the only draw of the team?
It could be a combination of both because, again, Skeens having a great season. The Pirates, you wouldn't know that because they're not having a great season. They're not giving him run support. It's Pedro Martinez a la 2000, where he's having these incredible starts, but getting no run support from the team. And he really is the star of the stars. It also helps that Livy Dunn travels to him every game. So, I was hoping to sit between Bill Murray and Livy Dunn, but that's not going to happen.
But it's probably right. The same thing with the Chiefs with Taylor Swift. I mean, that extra celebrity there, that draws people in. Say, maybe I'm going to sit next to Livy Dunn or Taylor Swift, or get a look at her in the. Yeah, I don't know. I just
next to Ronnie Woo Woo and Clark the Bear mascot. That's my luck.
It's interesting you mentioned so back when Chris Sale was on the Red Sox, right, and Chris Sale was a draw. So we went down frequently to Baltimore, and the Red Sox, obviously the Red Sox were playing the Orioles. The Chris Sale day, when it was Sale day, the entire stadium was absolutely packed. And then we'd go to the game the next day, and there's hardly anyone there. So he kind of was a draw back then. I don't know if he's the draw anymore.
I don't think he is
down in Atlanta.
Tickets were on sale.
I got that. Yeah.
No,
so
I think it's Skeens and Ohtani. I think that's it. I think those are the only two guys that are really that people go to watch them for different reasons. I mean, I don't know Ohtani's girlfriend, but I'm going to talk about Otani in our opening takes because I think there might be a little bit of a dark cloud around him. All right, Mike and the Hoss is powered by the Yum Yum Shop located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro and can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our previous shows on the Pulse Podcast Network, Spreaker, Audible, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Yum Yum Shop has over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods, including 6 different types of bread and a full-service ice cream bar, and of course, their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yummyumshop.com. While you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Hoss to receive 20% off a Gingy Box. You can join our conversation, 603-228-2080. That is 603-228-2080. All right, let's get to opening takes, brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse,
where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. Don't forget to order the $5 Mike and the Hoss penalty box during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m.
You want me to go? Or do you want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
We just talked about Otani.
We were just talking about. Tell us about Otani.
Well, so last year, I guess earlier this year, we talked about Otani and the whole gambling thing with his interpreter and the connections, the millions of dollars that were bet in his name. And it just kind of put him on the map a little bit. I said, okay, what's going on with him? Do we really know a lot about him? He came over from Japan. It's not like he spent time in the US. He just came over, didn't speak the language. And now the latest is he is being sued for something like $250 million for a real estate deal that went south in Hawaii. And you just, these kinds of things keep cropping up and you wonder, where are his connections? We've talked about gambling and pretty excessively over the past couple shows and the attention that goes to these players. And I was looking at last night DraftKings when I was watching the Red Sox game, and I was able to bet, and I didn't do it, but I was able to bet on whether the second pitch of the inning was going to be over 85 miles an hour.
Yep. Those prop bets.
This is getting pretty scary now. And so now, if it was a ball or a strike, you could say, well, that's obvious. These guys can control how fast they throw the ball pretty easily.
Sure.
And if they know that 85 miles an hour is the over-under, and they throw the ball 87 or they throw the ball 83, depending on the pitch that they throw, that's awfully tempting for nefarious people to get involved with. Yeah. And Otani seems to have people around him that aren't that great, that make some decisions, whether in his name or people that influence him. And I wonder if that's the direction that we're going with Otani, that there's going to be more of these little things that come up. Because, again, we don't know the connections that he has. You could have connections to the Yakuza, right? That's the Japanese mob.
Yeah.
It's just, there's been a couple things now within a short period of time that have been a little bit nefarious that he's involved with. And is it like, here we go?
Maybe he's trying to model his life after Babe Ruth with all the trouble that Babe Ruth used to get into during baseball. But joking aside with that is when does he need to kind of step up and take responsibility? I understand, he blamed the interpreter over the gambling. Okay, understood. And
now it's the agent over the real estate.
Yeah, you got the agent. When are you finally going to say that, even though my interpreter did this, so my agent did that, I am ultimately responsible. I mean, it's his money. He should be controlling this and saying, this is what we're doing. This is how we're managing things. So he can't continue to put blame on someone else.
But he himself is a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah.
It's $700 million just in salary. And, how much in endorsements? How much endorsements in Japan does he do? You're talking a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And when you have that, you're going to have different people grabbing at you.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So he's got to figure it out. He's got to be able to kind of rein it in and kind of take control. I mean, he is the CEO of his own company. It's the Otani,
is
corporation.
He? Is he though?
What I'm saying is he's the boss dog. He needs to be. He can't just be pushing this off. And you're right. You're not a conspiracy theory guy, but now you got me thinking. I'm like, oh, is he involved with the underground? Is the mafia involved? Whether it's the mafia in the U.S. or the mafia in Japan, I mean, I don't know. Of course, we're probably never going to find out. But are people, like you said, Mike, grabbing. Look at all this money. Even if I just get a little bit of this, and everybody wants a little something. So I don't know.
It's just we talked about it the last couple of weeks with those prop bets, that it's just so easy like a second cousin comes over and says, "Hey, I can get myself out of debt if you throw a pitch 3 miles an hour faster than 85 miles an hour. That's it. I'm out. My family is out of debt." And so you do that, and nobody knows, and say, "Well, now I can buy this house for our mother. If you throw a pitch that's 90 miles an hour, nobody will know."
Right.
And it's getting, get rid of the prop bets, guys. Get rid of them. It's too much. It's too easy, and it's too much in athletics. Get rid of those things.
I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned that prop at 85 miles an hour. I mean, some of these guys, their off-speed pitches are faster than 85, and it's just like it's just crazy. And the temptation, right? Gambling, it's an addiction, right? So that temptation, like I can make what you perceive as I can make easy money. Oh yeah, he can throw it faster than 85. I'm going to bet $10,000 on this, and maybe you don't have that kind of money. And it's just I don't know. It's just something.
And Charlie, there's that. But now there's it's so easily influenced by one person's decision. This is not a team, collectively like the Chicago Black Sox. It's nothing like that. It's one person can be influenced. One person, maybe there's, some blackmail that's happening over the top of it. Maybe it's not a choice. Maybe there's some blackmail. It's going to put distrust in the sport. And more and more issues are going to come up. More and more situations are going to come up where they're going to be questioning certain pitches based on the betting that's happening, and they can track it. DraftKings can track that. FanDuel can track it.
How do you now? So now we're so into this, right? So into the mud, into the quagmire with betting. How do you put a stop to it? Like, we could sit here, the three of us can be like, oh, it's simple. We can say now you can only bet on whether the Red Sox win or lose, keep it like that and do that. But there's so much money and all of the other things. So who has to step in? How does this have to be regulated? What has to happen to be able to be able to shut this down?
Well, we busted on the NFL and Major League Baseball for partnering up with these sports things. So since they're partnered up with them, then they should be able to influence on whether this is good for the game. I do think it's going to have to, and I hate to say this, but it's going to have to come in through government oversight. I think the government's going to have to get involved. Congress is going to have to get involved. More and more of these situations like the Cleveland pitchers are going to come up, and the government's going to have to say, wait a minute here. This is too easy to manipulate. This is too easy to cheat. We are going to have distrust in our sports for the next 25 years unless we nip this now. And it's coming, Charlie and Dog. It's coming.
I think you're right.
So, all right. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll do yours.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll be right back.
No radio, no problem. You can listen to the Pulse of New Hampshire anywhere. Just ask your smart device to play the Pulse of NH.
Hey, Dr. Brooke, did you hear the big news? I sure did. Crossroads Chiropractic was voted best chiropractor in the capital area. And we were voted best in the Lakes region, too. I wonder if we'll win best in the 603 in September. Then it would be a trifecta. Either way, we're honored and so grateful, especially to all the busy parents and families who trust us to help keep them healthy and active. Absolutely. It's a reflection of the care, results, and trust we strive for every single day. Whether it's tech neck, back pain from carrying the kids, or stress from juggling it all, we get it. We help moms, dads, and even little ones feel and function at their best. To celebrate, we've got a new patient special. Just $59 for a full consultation, exam, and includes any necessary x-rays. If your body's been on the back burner while you're raising your family, this is your sign to take care of you. Come see us at Crossroads Chiropractic in Pembroke, Bedford, Meredith, and Epping. Call 603-575-9080 or visit crossroadschiropractic.com.
Hey, it's Big Pete, and this is Repeat from the Appleseed Restaurant in beautiful Bradford, New Hampshire. Today, we'd like to present the Duchess soup, that is. That's our signature soup. We've had it since we've been open, 46 years now. It's a blend of cheeses, celery, carrots, onions, all put together, slow cooked, comes out nice and creamy. delicious. And Dad, how many people have that recipe?
1, 2, 3. Actually, that would be nobody
And why is that, Dad?
because it's a secret recipe.
That's right, it is. I believe the original recipe is kept in the basement in the Appleseed Vault.
Do we still have the combination for that?
Let's talk about catering, Dad.
Good idea.
We have a website dedicated to our catering, which is appleseedcatering.com. Lots of good information there.
And for all other things Appleseed, ...
Menus, online ordering, up-to-date hours, and even gift cards. Check out appleseedrestaurant.com. What's that website again, Dad?
You can get anything you want at appleseedrestaurant.com.
Oh, great. Now we got to pay Arlo royalties.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You hear that? That's Mike sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. That's because Mike was smart this time. He took ZzzQuil Ultra to fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs. So now he wakes up refreshed and ready to conquer Mondays.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Coming up at noon, we talk tech with Kim Commando. In the meantime, we're back to Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss on the radio waves. Teachers by day, coaches make.
603-228-2080. If you want to join our conversation, we'd like to hear from you. We're going to talk about Patriots training camp in a little while. So if you have some thoughts on how the Patriots are going to look this year, give us a call, 603-228-2080. But right now it's time for New Hampshire Sports, Charlie.
Brought to you by Bailey's Bubble. Family-owned and operated Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state, May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite sauce is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you. Went to Bailey's the other day, down to the Bubble. I got their vanilla soft serve with butterscotch sauce. Mike, it was dog. It was just so good. And that was the first time I've had butterscotch. So I'm a big fan. I may have to change this this advertisement and say that my favorite sauce is butterscotch, because it just might be.
I like butterscotch. Butterscotch is good. Charlie, we don't have much for going on in New Hampshire sports right now, but the fall seasons are kicking off.
Yes.
And what are you looking forward to? You just told me you're doing chain gang. This year.
It's funny. Like, I had this like, hey, are you going to start coaching again? Are you going to start coaching football again? And I'm not at this point. I'm not ready. Maybe I'll be ready in the future. But so what I'm going to be doing, football actually started yesterday, guys. You probably know that high school football, their practices started yesterday. But I am going to be doing the chain crew, the chain gang, right? And I think for me that's perfect, because it gets me down on the field, gets me down on the action. I get to be on the opponent's sideline. I get to hear the coaching. I get to hear what's going on. All the things that I love about football, with not as much responsibility, of course, as coaching. So I'm looking forward to that. I should be doing it at all levels, varsity, JV, and middle school. So I'll get to see kids at all different levels playing some football. So I'm excited about that. It'll give me something to do that's a little different. And then, of course, things that I love, as you know, Mike, I like being an announcer. So I'll continue to do that for varsity boys and girls soccer. So
awesome. All right. So let's do your opening take, Charlie. I think it's a good one. I want to talk about that anyway, because there's certainly a difference. Oh, you do it, and then we'll go.
Yeah. So Doug, you can correct me on the pronunciation if you even know it. But this we're talking about a tennis player. This happened at the Cincinnati Open at the beginning of the week on August 11th. Her name's Emma Raducanu. And she was distracted. She was playing a tennis match, and she was distracted by what she calls as the persistent noise from a baby in the crowd. And it was caught on ESPN's TikTok. And she told the umpire that the noise had been going on for like 10 minutes. And the umpire he was kind of snarky in a sense. It said, what do you want me to do? Have the child removed? And the spectators nearby said, yes, get rid of the kid. So the umpire and Emma agreed. So the umpire said he would report it, but for right now, the play needed to continue. So fans responded to this, and it's kind of a mixed bag. So this is in Cincinnati, and you have some fans, and some said, real athletes are those that perform under pressure. That's what one fan said. Another fan said, who brings babies to events like this? It was hot, humid, and almost unbearable for the child. Why are people confused? Golf and tennis are individual sports. Singular strokes can impact the entire match. If you bring a child and they're crying, take them out of the arena. How about this one? I like this one. If your sport requires absolute silence to play, then don't sell tickets. Golfers and tennis players need to understand that. And then you are getting paid insane amounts of money to play a game. Play. So you get kind of very, people that are like all over the place. And I'm not a tennis player. I obviously a fan of like, I think of like an NBA basketball player at the free throw line. You got 20,000 fans going nuts and waving and all sorts of noise. I mean, Mike, you're a golfer, and it's like, I can't even, like, if I breathe heavy near a tee, then they're going to escort me off the course. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'm a little bit all over the place on this one. First of all, I agree with all those comments that people made. In some respect, I agree with every single one of them. Yes, I'm a golfer. I played in my club's championship last weekend, and we had a lot of spectators, and I was getting ready to putt, and this guy in the middle, right before I was getting the putt, just stormed off in the cart, and there was a bunch of people watching, and so I had to pull up and everything like that, and I'm like, I was mad at myself. I was like, what are you doing? This is, first of all, it's not the US Open. And second of all, it shouldn't distract you. I think about Live Golf, and that Live Golf has a pretty steady noise level, that they don't have absolute silence when they're playing. And I don't like Live Golf, but I appreciate that aspect of it. The Phoenix Open is another one that welcomes the noise. It's not silence when these guys are playing. And as long as the players are used to it, then it's fine. Tennis, I don't know if there's a bigger set of pretentious athletes than professional tennis players. No, there's TikToks all over the place about just how they treat the ball girls and the ball boys and the people in the stands. But I agree with, like I said, all these comments that if your baby's crying for 10 minutes, something's wrong. Get them out of there. You're in a stadium. There's people around you. If it's hot and humid, we know it's been hot and humid. It's probably not the greatest place for a baby.
Right.
But if they're one of 30,000 people watching the tennis match, or 25,000 people, that probably shouldn't affect you that much.
Right.
So I'm all over the place with this one, Charlie. And I don't know why this should have been made such a big deal. I would hope that the family would bring the child out. You know what I mean? Right. Before it would become a deal. But I don't think the players should have made a big deal of it either.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, having a baby there, whatever. I mean, obviously we don't know the circumstances. Why was the baby there? And you're right. Was the baby really crying for 10 minutes? I don't know. I mean, we don't know. We weren't there. But you're right. It's kind of like, if the baby's upset and fussing, just as a parent, you're going to want to probably take the baby for a walk and try to calm or soothe the baby. But you're right. I'm just, part of me is just like, you're right about the pretentious athletes of tennis. I just want to be like, scream at them. And I probably would have made as much noise as possible. They would have escorted me out, because it'd be like, just hit the dang ball. Like, a little bit of noise is not gonna disrupt your game. And if it is, then that's a problem with you. I mean, I just go back, and maybe it's because I'm a team sport guy, not an individual sport guy. And I think about, NFL teams bring crowd noise into practices, and it's just the way it is. So I guess, if I were an individual guy, I might think differently. But for this, I think she made a big deal out of something that probably didn't need to be made into a big deal. And
Absolute.
thankfully she lost. So, oh well.
Yeah, well, absolute silence, I think, is the problem, because then you can hear the pin drop, in the 15th row when there's absolute silence. But if there's a regular murmur throughout it, like you get in a baseball stadium, then you should be able to play through if there's any kind of outside noise that comes in. It's the absolute silence that's the problem. I think that's the problem in golf. When there's absolute silence and somebody hiccups, you can hear it, because it's that's the way your brain works. But if people are talking naturally in the background, then you're no longer going to listen to whatever noise is going to come out. You ignore that. I love the murmur of a ballpark. When you go to the Fenway Park, the murmur that you can't hear necessarily anything that's going on. It's just a humming sound throughout the park. I love that. That's what they needed. These other things, they needed a golf matches, they needed tennis matches, they need a murmur. So not an expectation of complete silence, but you don't want anybody yelling Ratatouille or whatever Baba Booey that they yell.
It's interesting though. Think about it, like the discipline, and I guess I appreciate this part of tennis would be the discipline for if you got 20,000 people together. Think about it. The three of us couldn't be quiet, let alone like 20,000 people. But they're trained, during the serve, and you're right. It's dead silent, and if I drop my car keys, everybody's going to hear that I dropped my car keys. It's just wild.
Tiger used to lose his mind with the flutter of a camera. The flutter of a camera, he'd be big. The club would go flying and turn around. Just a little flutter of a camera.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's too much. But if there was a murmur, if people were just talking, not yelling, but if they were just talking, and like Live, they play music in the background. They have all kinds of stuff going on, and it takes out that sudden spark of noise.
Right. So.
But yeah. That's where I'm at with it. I don't know. I just tennis players, just for some reason, they strike me as all coming from country clubs and private lessons and never going to school. And then you watch the Williams sisters documentary. What's that? King Richard, and they didn't come from that private school.
No.
They didn't come from any of that stuff.
But you're right. You're right about like the ball boy and the ball girl. They look the kid. They're kids, right? And they look scared to death. Like you would think like this is like the greatest moment, like I get to see the best players in the world, but they are absolutely frightened. Like that, oh my gosh, they're looking at me. I got to get them a ball. I got to do this. I got to stand upright. It's like very like almost militaristic. And if I do anything wrong, I'm going to be screamed at.
If you have nothing better to do, Google how some of the players treat these ball boys and ball girls, and you'll know why they're scared.
Dog, what were you gonna say?
Don't screw it up, or you'll be mailing out plastic dog doo-doo in Hong Kong.
Oh boy!
One of the greatest Seinfeld episodes when Kramer became the ball boy on this. Ball man. So funny. And then he got hit in the head. So anyway, all right, let's take a quick earlier break because we're going to do some trivia when we come back, and we'll talk poll questions. 603-228-2080. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
This is the Pulse of New Hampshire, 107.7 WTPL.
We're here talking with Bill from Genrose Stone and Tile of Pembroke and Merrimack. Bill, 36 years is a long time. You guys are doing something right.
Well, I think we're doing a few things right. Starts with quality employees, quality products, and then service to customers. And you can go pretty far in this industry.
Have things changed that much?
Things are changing with tile constantly. They're getting bigger. Bigger the tile, the less the grout joints. Stone looks are so realistic these days that people think it's real marble or it's real limestone.
Yeah, I've been by the showroom. You are not kidding.
Yeah, all the factories are coming a long ways with technology, and we carry all the leading manufacturers. We have all the waterproofing you can need, all the different brands, whether you're a homeowner, tile installer, or a designer. We could set you up to do the whole job from start to finish.
Okay, Bill, the easy part, where do they got to go?
Well, the original at 95 Sheep Davis Road in Pembroke, New Hampshire, and then 714 Daniel Webster Highway in Merrimack. And if you're in the North Country, you can stop in Intervale at Milford Flooring, our sister company, or simply go to genrose.com.
Looking for some fun? Welcome to Fun Spot, the largest arcade in the world, right here in the Lakes region of New Hampshire. With over 600 classic and modern arcade games, Fun Spot has all your favorites, from Pac-Man and Skee-Ball to today's hottest games. Pinball fan, check out their sci-fi themed pinball outpost, packed with vintage and new machines. Try bowling at the 20-lane bowling center, take on the 18-hole indoor mini golf course, or check out kiddie rides and games perfect for the little ones. Win big in prize land by redeeming your tickets for awesome prizes. And don't forget Cash Bingo every Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hungry? Grab a bite at the Brag and Dragon restaurant or unwind in the tavern with a craft beer, a game of pool, or the game on the big screen. Head to Fun Spot, the largest arcade in the world. Open every day. Go to funspotnh.com for more info.
Oh, when you see all the fun we've got. Fun Spot.
The following commercial has actually been made up on the fly.
Cheryl, where's our ad for the radio and stream?
I didn't write one.
What are you talking about? We're about to go in the studio to record.
Nothing's coming to me. I mean, like the Battery Boy moniker is firmly established.
Great. Thanks for throwing that in another ad.
And we've already talked about the MOB, Mother of the Bride, and the MOG, Mother of the Groom jewelry.
Why don't you just talk about all the new yellow gold that we bought and how you went over the top again?
Well, Frank, what about all the giftware? You went over the top with all the Matthew Smith prints. I counted over 50 in inventory.
Well, he's a popular New Hampshire artist, and I can't help that. I'm a fan of his work.
Oh, so we both have buying issues.
Yes, dear, but at least Capital Craftsman has plenty of merchandise.
That's what makes us one of the largest jewelry and gift stores in the area.
Precisely. Stop by Capital Craftsman and Romance Jewelers, 16 North Main Street, downtown Concord. Follow us on Facebook or visit us at capitalcraftsman.com.
We want to be your family jeweler.
Get in touch with the show anytime at thepulseofnh.com and on the free-to-download Pulse of NH app. Now, back to Mike and the Haas on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Haas on the radio waves. Just by day, coaches making plays.
If you're watching our live stream on Facebook or YouTube, thank you, Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London. Dog is flashing up Chicago Cubs stuff on there. Is that Ryan Sandberg?
That's the statue of Ryan Sandberg. Yep.
Who just passed recently, correct? Yeah,
That's
right. pretty young, in his 60s, early 60s.
Yeah.
Prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Dog's going to get a chance in a couple days to see that, or maybe today. So
he was as consistent and solid of a baseball player as there was in that generation. A second baseman who hit 35 to 40 home runs, played Gold Glove level defense year after
9
year.
Gold Gloves at second base.
Yeah. As good as it gets. Ryan Sandberg was as good as it gets. Right now, it's all right. It's time for some. What's that?
Sorry, I was going to say I can't wait until we'll be continuing. Probably, obviously, I know we will with our overtime with Mike and the Haas. We're going to try to hit all the positions of baseball with our Mount Rushmore. So I'm looking forward to when we get to second baseman. Let's see if Mr. Sandberg makes it. So
all right. Right now it's trivia, Charlie.
It is. Trivia today is sponsored by Seven Sons Cafe. You're going to get a chance to win a gift card if you can answer the trivia question correct. Seven Sons Cafe is nestled on Railroad Ave in downtown Wolfboro, is a cozy little spot that welcomes both visitors and locals alike, known for its delicious crepes, hearty bagel sandwiches, and a variety of drinks, including coffee, tea, and refreshing fruit smoothies. It's the perfect place to grab a bite or relax with a drink. On warmer days, guests can enjoy outdoor seating and take in the charming hustle and bustle of downtown Wolfboro. During the summer, the cafe is open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. When visiting Seven Sons Cafe, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Haas sent you. All right. So we always, just for listeners, we always do trivia. We always ask Dog the trivia prior to the show. And this one, although we said this, Mike, you said this last week. It's like, you got a tough trivia question this week, Charlie, and last week. And of course, Bangladesh was answered almost immediately. But this week, it is also a very challenging question and your chance to win a Seven Sons Cafe gift card. All right. So the Dallas Cowboys are currently the most valuable professional sports franchise with a valuation exceeding $10 billion. Which franchise holds the second highest valuation among all professional sports teams. We know Dallas Cowboys are number one. We're looking for number two. Which franchise holds the second highest valuation among all professional sports teams? So to put the bar, Cowboys are about $10.1 billion. This second place team is just under them. So if you know which franchise holds the second highest valuation among professional sports teams, give us a call, 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080 for a chance to win a gift card to Seven Suns Cafe.
All right, let's turn our focus on the Red Sox. Red Sox won last night. They had lost 4 out of 6 on the West Coast. I guess West Coast. San Diego was West Coast, but then Houston.
Yeah.
Two very good teams, and they didn't play very well. Last night, they snuck by the Florida Marlins. Miami Marlins? They're Florida Marlins.
Miami Marlins.
Miami Marlins.
Miami.
But I mean, they're in the thick of it. They're second wild card team. They're 5 games out of first place in the East, even after losing 4 out of 6. Toronto still in first place.
Yeah.
Is your confidence level for the Red Sox changed at all?
Yeah, I think, we have 39 games left in the season. I say we, I'm not playing, but the Red Sox have 39 games left in the regular season. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling like they kind of have figured this out in the sense where they're going to be able to win enough games to secure that wild card spot. I mean, the Blue Jays are about as hot as you can get. So I don't know about
not as hot as Milwaukee.
True, but not, I don't think they're necessarily going to win the AL East being the Red Sox, but I think they've got a legitimate shot of getting that wild card. And then who knows? I mean, if you look back to the predictions preseason, some people were predicting the Red Sox making a deep run, and dare I say, even the World Series. So who knows? We'll see.
I think that there is some cause for concern right now, especially with the way Crochet pitched the last time out. He pitches tomorrow, and I think that's a big start for him to see if he can rebound from that slow start. In Houston, where he went, I want to say he went 4 innings.
Yeah.
They rely on him to give them the innings. They rely on him to give them those wins. That's a concern. Giolito pitched well last night.
He did.
He ended up going into the 7th, and it didn't seem like he had his stuff from the beginning, but he was able to fight through. The offense, though, it's the same old story: 14 runs one night, 2 runs the next night,
right.
And so that's an average of 8 runs a game, and that's not really what you're seeing. You're seeing these big bumps, and then you don't see anything. Charlie, we got an answer for trivia. Tom, what do you got for trivia for answer? Oh, I missed it. Say it again, Tom. Oh, we lost Tom. Call back.
We lost Tom. Tom, call back, Tom. 603-228-2080.
Okay.
All right, Tom's trying to call back, but with the trivia question, which is which franchise holds the second highest valuation among all professional sports teams?
Tom's back on the phone. Tom, what do you have for an answer?
About Manchester United.
No, Tom, good guess. Good guess. I'm gonna give you guys a hint. There are no soccer teams listed in the top 10. No soccer teams in the top 10. But first of all, thanks for listening.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for calling in. All right.
Take care. Make you feel better, Tom, that Dog said Liverpool. That was his guess.
Yeah. Dog said Liverpool. So yeah. So we know Dallas Cowboys are number 1, estimated a little over $10 billion. We're looking for number 2. Which franchise holds the second highest valuation among all professional sports teams? 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080 for a chance to win a Seven Suns Cafe gift card.
The Red Sox are on the
Mike. Yeah.
This afternoon, right? This afternoon?
Yeah. 4:10 is first pitch.
4:10 is first pitch. 3:10 is the pregame on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations. So if you want to catch them, I think it's Brian Bayo today. So he's looking to bounce back from a tough start last week too. It's Crochet worries me, but I think it really comes down to Giolito, Bayo, those guys, those second, third pitchers, the fourth pitcher. Can they pick it up? I guess I have faith in the offense that they will provide enough offense. It's just those ones coming through. But anyway, the kind of big news that I wanted to turn the page here a little bit, I have to deal with the Red Sox, is the story, Milwaukee Brewers have decided to do an alumni home run hitting contest.
Yeah.
And boy, this thing is taken off like wildfire because 12 teams have reached out to the Milwaukee Brewers asking how they're doing it, and the Red Sox being one of them, that the Red Sox are going to do this alumni home run hitting contest. I don't know how they're going to do it, whether they're going to do it as a standalone event or as a part of a pregame thing. I have some thoughts. Is this a great idea or what for these teams to be doing this?
Hands down, this is an amazing idea to bring back like your old favorites. Can you imagine? I'd be so excited. This is something that they definitely need to do. The Brewers, like you said, they did it for their 25th anniversary celebration of American Family Field. But yeah, they've got to do this. This would be awesome. And imagine getting to see Ortiz again or Manny Ramirez. Oh my gosh.
Let's name 5 guys that you want to see. So Ortiz and Ramirez, I think 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Jim Rice.
I want to see Jim Rice. I don't know if he can hit a home run anymore, but I want to see him. Let's see who else.
Freddie Lynn.
I mean, there's got to be a point where these guys
can get it out of the infield.
Mo Vaughn's probably still young enough that he could do it.
Mo Vaughn. I would like to see put Dustin Pedroia out there.
Pedroia.
Yeah.
That's somebody I'd want to see.
He wasn't a home run hitter.
Wade Boggs. Yeah. I mean, he's
through the nooks and crannies though, Fenway. So
yeah.
Veritek. I mean, Veritek isn't that far out of it. Millar. I mean, he's kind of a character anyway.
Mike Greenwell. Mike Greenwell.
I don't want Greenwell. Get the Gator. Get the Gator out of here. Get the Gator out of here.
Bill Miller.
Yeah. What about? Yeah. What about?
I think that they could
Johnny Damon. Maybe
if you could get him. So my thought is that a couple times they should do like these semifinal pre-games. So have like from 6 to 7 o'clock, you do this home running in contest for the 7 o'clock first pitch, right? Yeah. So at 6 o'clock, you do, you grab 5 guys and you pick one of them out of there. And then the next night you do another 5 guys. The next night you do another 5 guys. And then you have a finals. You do it as a final. So you can have multiple players. I think this thing's going to be, for lack of a better word, a home run. And they're going to have a lot of fun with this. I just love the fact that all the other major league, and credit to Milwaukee, they're the ones who started this. They're the ones who, that got the ball rolling, and these other teams are picking it up. I don't want them to ruin it, though. I don't think it should be an event by itself. I think they should combine it with the games that are
with the real game. Absolutely.
Yeah. Charlie, you want to read trivia one more time before we go to break?
I do, and then when we come back from break, we're going to do some poll question stuff. I hope.
Right.
All right. So the trivia question for today is: the Dallas Cowboys are currently the most valuable professional sports franchise, exceeding $10 billion. Which franchise holds the second highest valuation among all professional sports teams? We've eliminated any soccer team. There are no soccer teams in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. But if you know who number 2 is, 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080 for a chance to win a Seven Sons Cafe gift card.
Okay, we'll be right back.
News, information, and discussion. This is 107.7 WTPL.
Scott Lawson of the Lawson Group and standard operating procedures.
You should have standard operating procedures for any task, job, piece of equipment, machinery that you work on. And part of that standard operating procedure should be the safety requirements. And the safety requirements don't mean personal protective equipment and guards. It should be the training and education and tools that are required to make the product safely. And I always try to draw the conclusion for companies when we talk about this stuff to say, you don't do it for the name of safety. You do it for safety, productivity, and quality. Because all the behaviors that it takes to produce a lot of stuff with high quality are the same behaviors it takes to do it safely. Most companies just don't work that way.
So while I have you, do you have any quick kind of advice?
Think it through. You do it right the first time. You don't create a lot of scrap. You don't create a lot of waste. You're very efficient with what you do.
For workplace safety information on everything from indoor air quality and hazardous materials management to noise exposure, wellness consulting, and workman's comp, it's the Lawson Group. Go to thelawsongroup.com.
If you've been having your McDonald's sausage McMuffin with an iced coffee from somewhere else, now's the right time to reconsider.
Wake up to a warm sausage McMuffin with egg for $3 and add your favorite any size iced coffee in caramel, black, or French vanilla for just $1.29 during breakfast hours only. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Did you know your aluminum pull tabs can make a big difference? Save and donate your aluminum pull tabs from beverage cans to the Becktash Shriners. Drop them off at Becktash Shriners, 189 Pembroke Road, Concord, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., excluding holidays. They'll recycle the tabs and use the funds to transport children and their families to and from Shriners hospitals, regardless of their ability to pay. Turn your aluminum pull tabs into hope by dropping them off at Becktash Shriners. For more information, visit BecktashShriners.org.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Oh no, stomach issues again? Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools. I thought it was my stomach. People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss, Sports Talk Classics in New England Magic.
I think Keith from Pembroke has the answer for trivia. Keith, what do you have?
Is it the New England Patriots?
Oh, Keith, good guess. The New England Patriots are actually number 6. Number 6. The Patriots they're valued at about a 7.4 billion. So we're still looking for the number 2. Keith, we appreciate you. Thanks for listening to the show and thanks for calling in.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So this would be probably the last call for trivia. If you know which franchise holds the second highest valuation among all professional sports teams, you can call us 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080. We know the Cowboys are number 1. We know there are no soccer teams on the top 10, and we just eliminated the New England Patriots. They're number 6.
So Keith did a nice job in launching our next topic. We're going to talk about the New England Patriots, but before we do that, we want to close out the home run derby thing because it's going to be the topic of our poll question this week.
Yeah, but we can't do
dog's on the phone.
Dog's on the phone.
All right, so let's go to the Patriots, even though we're gonna go to an answer here in a second. They're actually kicking off in about an hour at 1 o'clock in Minnesota.
Yeah.
They had I'm not sure. I feel like the Patriots came back to earth a little bit this week. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, I get that. Like, we're kind of high on them, and then they actually face the team that's actually pretty good, the Vikings. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Wendell from Exeter has an answer for trivia. Wendell, what do you think the answer is?
The LA Dodgers.
Oh, no, not the Dodgers. Actually, believe it or not, Wendell, the Dodgers don't even make the top 10. So it's not the Dodgers, but we appreciate you listening to the show, and thanks for calling in.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Wendell. Do you think the Dodgers don't make it because they owe about $3 billion in salary?
Yeah, maybe.
So getting back to the Patriots. I just feel like the news coming out of Minnesota, because they've been doing joint practice in Minnesota, hasn't quite been as positive as it was the couple weeks before then. And the offensive line is questionable at best. Steph Diggs is not, the shine has worn off of Steph Diggs a little bit. He's starting to do the same stuff that he did before? I don't know. I don't think we're going to learn anything from today, from the game today, because
no,
they're not going to really be playing. Minnesota said they weren't really playing their starters. New England, I don't know if they're going to play their starters or not, but I mean, it's hard to even tell who their starters are at this point because you don't know who's going to make it. I think the difference is the coaching.
Yeah.
But the talent seems to be about the same as it was. I just can't figure out why they can't put an offensive line together. This is going on like 4 or 5 years now that they have an offensive line. And it might even be longer than that.
I was going to say, pretty much once Dante Scarnecchia retired, it's been down the tubes ever since.
But was it Scarnecchia, or they just never invested in the position? Were they crappy offensive lines from the beginning? From the Matt Light days, was Matt Light just really a bad offensive lineman? And Joe Andruzzi and all those guys, and it was Dante Scarnecchia who was just elevating them. Do you know what I'm hoping to read this week? And I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm hoping to read that David Andrews comes out of retirement. I think that's a position, the center position seems to be a real missing, besides left guard, left tackle, and all those kinds of stuff. They need to have a leader on that line. And I just still don't understand the circumstances on why he retired. Was he forced to retire? Or was what the story was there? But I would love to see David Andrews come out of retirement this week to solidify that. I heard a little bit of buzz that maybe that was possibly in the cards, but they need a center. They do need a center. Dog, we want to get to the poll question real quick before we finish this up.
No, essentially we had a tie on X and on Facebook last week. We very rarely have that. It could be like a resounding 100% no or no. It was, does the NFL preseason interest you? 80% yes, 20%, or rather 80% no, 20% yes. So the NFL preseason doesn't really seem to gain a lot of interest. That was on X and on Facebook as well. So it was not a two Americas situation.
No. How about this week?
Because Mike, Mike, you had made a comment during the show last week, like how important it is, with the preseason or the data is showing, and it's interesting. So like you got me thinking. So I need to do a little more maybe preseason watching. Maybe I'll go home today and at least watch the first couple quarters of the Patriots.
It does seem to matter. The data does show that teams that are successful in the preseason generally equates to success in their I just did Super Bowl champions, so I mean at that end I don't know about. I'll have to dig deeper and see what the records are compared in the regular season compared to the preseason, which would be kind of interesting. This week, Doug.
Should the Red Sox have an alumni home run derby? Yes or no?
And if you're not sure what we're talking about, if you listen to the last segment, we talked about how we fully support the Red Sox having a home run derby. The Milwaukee Brewers did one, and it was a success. So we'd love to see the Red Sox do it as well. So
I don't think Roman Anthony is going to be jealous that guys like Jim Rice and his predecessors are outdrawing the. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's still the ticket money's still going to be good. Don't worry about that.
I think just Ortiz and Manny. I think just Ortiz and Manny. I think people would come to the park just to see that. It would be it would be cool. I wouldn't even mind seeing Jim Rice do it again. I don't know if he's still a big dude. Jim Rice is still a pretty big dude. So it would be neat. I remember that there was an All-Star game and it was like the old timer All-Star game, and some guy was like Al Kaline. It was 70 and he hit a home run. He was 70 and he hit a home run.
That was amazing.
It was pretty impressive.
Hey, before we wrap up, I want to just go over the trivia, but I also want to just quickly talk about it. So the answer to trivia that nobody got this week is the franchise that's the second highest valuation. It's the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are valued at $8.8 billion, just under the Dallas Cowboys. The only New England team we mentioned was number 6, which is the New England Patriots. All of the New York teams, the Yankees, the Knicks, the Giants, they have the Jets, they are all in the top 10 as far as how much they're valued for. And it's number 3 kind of caught me a little bit by surprise. It's the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are number 3, higher than the Yankees, higher than the Patriots.
Stan Kroenke, I believe. Kroenke owned them when they were St. Louis and then moved them back to Los Angeles. Stan Kroenke is Walmart magnate because he's married to the Walton's daughter. So there's evaluation, and then they won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. So they've got SoFi Stadium. They're
the stadium itself is probably $4 billion, just the stadium, and they have the Chargers renting from them too. It's not they're not a partnership with the
stadium, especially,
so this is a lot, and the same thing with the Celtics. The Celtics own the Fleet Center, and they have the Bruins renting from them, or is it the other way around? The Bruins own the Fleet Center, the Celtics own them. TD Garden. I don't. They change the name every other day. I can't keep track. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great week.